for that. Here's a question to do, I think, to do with culture, really, non-Western culture and non-Western views of science within their own cultural worldviews. So let me read it. Right now, science is disproportionately helping some parts of the total human population more than others. For example, around vaccines for COVID. This could be due to economics. In another sense, it may be because in some parts of the world there is a worldview that is not scientific. So the causation, presumably, of COVID is viewed as more social. Should science wait for other cultures and contexts to catch up, or rush ahead in putting in place certain kinds of activity in order that some populations might not have the risk of becoming extinct?
Yeah.
Do you get the sense of the question, Andrew?
Yeah, I think I have a sense of it. I've seen this myself already in the context of AIDS, which is an equally, or in some respects, even more sort of worrying or powerful example of a similar thing, whereby communities have put themselves at much greater risk than they might have done, partly because they were simply either unwilling or unable to really grasp that the knowledge that was being offered to them about the causes of that disease, AIDS, and one could say now something similar about COVID-19. You know, others, coming from the more scientific perspective, were trying to offer insight into what was causing the problem and how it can be, you know, what behaviours can help. And that message, you know, given in all goodwill, was for some communities sort of outside their concept of you know, they just couldn't quite grasp it. And what can happen there is tragic. My answer to the question, so what then is the appropriate behaviour? I think the appropriate behaviour here is for those that have the opportunity to try to make that step into the other culture, such that they become trusted within that culture. So people have got to cross over these cultural boundaries and not come in too with the appearance of too much aggression, or you know, it's not quite aggression. That's too strong a word. With the appearance of being a little bit perhaps unwilling to see why the other culture is as it is. We've got to somehow learn to be with people in the place they're at, even when some of their cultural assumptions are really unhelpful. We've got at least to sort of show that we are those that have similar concerns and worries, and we're with them in life's journey. And then, of course, we then bring all the helpful insight which we possibly can. And of course, in the case of AIDS, slowly this has been going on, and I hope clearly with COVID it will go on too. But it's a question of doing our best to do what helps, and what helps includes the scientific knowledge, but it also includes wisdom about how, in fact, human communities are made to be a bit more open to new ways of looking at things. And how does it happen? It often happens through humble stepping into and joining in with a community, rather than appearing like sort of outsiders, sort of critiquing from the margins. Yeah, so this is, I guess, this is an example where many of those that are last shall be first. You know, many of those across the world who are doing this humble work, unknown to the headlines, you know, are, I guess, you know, treasured by God, and they will be first. Anyway, thanks for the question.
Thanks very much.